Hello everyone. This video is dedicated to the Windows folks who are trying to install the recommended environment for programming in C++. This is for CS-11 at Cabrillo College. The prerequisite for this installation is to make sure we have this text editor installed. The recommended text editor for this class is VS Code. So I have it right here. VS Code is a text editor that will allow us to write code. The point of this video is to install this green box right here. You can think of this green box as a sandbox environment, which will allow us to translate the code into a program that we can run, and finally allow us to test, verify that the program is working as intended. Okay, let's start installing it. So yeah, this video is really just going to be installing WSL. So one way we can do this is by going into the PowerShell as administrator mode. So I'm going to load PowerShell and then make sure you click on Run as Admin. So run as admin, say yes. Okay. Once you have PowerShell loaded up as administrator mode, let's go ahead and install WSL. One way we can do that is by typing in WSL space -- install, then enter. Okay, while it's installing, I'll give a little background on what this is. Once again, you can think of this as a sandbox environment. And this environment comes with multiple development tools that will make it easier for us to develop in C++. Okay, enabling feature, installing. Okay, looks like it's all done. Operation completed successfully. There is a little error message right here. This is saying that a required feature was not installed. But it looks like this command did enable that feature. So we're probably going to have to reboot the machine. All right, reboot the machine and then reinstall it. All right, just because I didn't have a feature on and it looks like it turned it on for me already. So let me go ahead and reboot and reinstall it. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back from rebooting. There was an error message about a feature not being on, but I had to reboot so Windows can see the changes. That previous command should have enabled that feature for us. So let me go ahead and reinstall this. All right, so open up PowerShell again. PowerShell, run as administrator. And then let's go ahead and do that install command again. WSL space -- install. Okay, installing. Okay, installation is complete and successful. If anyone has any error messages, feel free to let me know. We'll take a look through it. Okay, we're on the account setup step now. We're over here. Startup WSL. It looks like PowerShell already started it up for us. Now we need to set up a username and password. For the username, I recommend just your first name. So I'm going to use Andrew, it's my first name. And then the password is not going to show up. It's going to be invisibly typed. So I'm going to type it in right here. Okay, and then type it in again. Okay, great. So we have it all set up, and if you get this prompt here, you should be all set up now. Meaning that we can exit this PowerShell window and load up WSL. Okay, so let's load it back up. I'm gonna search it, WSL. Okay, and one kind of small thing. I typed in WSL in the search bar. There are a couple different options here. I would click on the apps one, this apps option. Right, they're actually both the same application, but this first one, this first option, the run command, it's going to load up WSL in the wrong path. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, go ahead and click this second one, the apps option. Okay. There we go. You can verify that it's correct if you see your username at your computer name and then a tilde right here. All right, make sure there's a tilde here. If it shows system32, then it's in the wrong path. And yeah, let me know if it's not showing up like this. Okay, great. So what did we do? We installed a sandbox environment. Right, we have VS Code right here, right? VS Code to edit text, and now we have a environment, right, right over here, and that's what this green box is representing. It's going to allow us to compile and test. Okay, we're gonna do compile and testing in the next part, but for now, I wanted to show a cool tip. Or actually, no, before the cool tip, there's one more thing we have to install. It's the compiler. Right, the compiler is a program, actually. It's a program that translates our source code, so it will translate it into a program. Right? So let's go ahead and install this compiler. C++ has a compiler called G++. So one way we can install this is by going into the the WSL window. Right, so here's a WSL window. Normally we can just run this command, sudo apt install G++, but I would recommend updating the system first before. So I'm gonna update the system first, sudo apt update. Right, a sudo requires your password. So I'm gonna press enter, and then it's gonna ask for the password that we created earlier. Okay, it's gonna be invisibly typed, so you won't see it. So I'll press enter. Okay, updating the system, and then now I can type in sudo apt install G++, right over here. Okay, sudo apt install G++. Okay, this is going to install the compiler program. Okay, press enter, and then now it's saying, hey, do you want to install it? Here are the dependencies. So I'm going to say yes, Y, and then enter, install. Okay, awesome. Cool, so now we installed a compiler. The way we can verify that the compiler is working is to type in G++, G++, and then space -- version. Okay, cool. So it looks fine. Right, we have G++ installed. If you got an error message that says G++ doesn't exist, then that means it probably wasn't installed. Okay, cool. I think we're done. Yeah, we're done setting up the terminal environment for Windows Subsystem for Linux. In the next part, we're going to go over the pipeline. The pipeline of developing. Right? In particular, it's going to be a little more hands-on. It's going to be consisting of commands that will navigate directories, and finally code programs. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Once again, the goal of this is to make sure that you have VS Code set up, and then a a terminal environment here, right? And make sure that the terminal environment has the G++ compiler. Okay, see you in the next video if you'll be there.